How to separate a dog fight. Hopefully you never have to experience this, but in modern society where people think it's totally acceptable to let their dog off the lead with no recall and run over to every dog it sees, we are much more likely to encounter dog fights. So remember, prevention is always better than the cure. If you can't stop your dog running over to another dog, or you can't stop another dog running into your dog's personal space, you're not really ready to go to dog parks or places where there's going to be off-lead dogs, because you're asking for trouble. So prevention always better than a cure. The other thing to take into consideration is if your dog is likely to bite a dog when it runs into its personal space, your dog should be muzzled. A muzzle is there to protect you and others. Now, a couple of things that we need to know about a dog fight. A lot of the time it's handbags at dawn. It's all a power struggle. So a lot of the time they're up on their back legs or they're just barking. So generally if they're on a lead, they're easy to remove. Now if it's serious, as in the dogs are latched onto each other, the only true proven way of doing it without a break stick, which most people aren't going to have with them, is to choke the dog out. You grab the dog's collar and you twist and you pull up on the collar. Not enough that you're lifting the dog up where it's going to cause more damage to the other dog. Just twist and pull so it completely cuts off the blood supply to the dog. Sounds gnarly, but if it's a proper dog fight, someone's getting seriously hurt, maimed and or killed. So desperate times call for desperate measures. It's the quickest way to get the dog to let go of a bite, because when it can't breathe, it will let go. Now if the dog's not doesn't have a collar on, which it should by UK law have a collar on. If it doesn't, I always carry a slip lead in my pocket. Slip leads you can make a makeshift choke. It's a little bit scary, it's a little bit gnarly, but what you do is as the dog's gone, you have to loop this through underneath the dog. You have to then pull it round and you've got yourself a choking device. Now, when you step in the middle of two dogs fighting, the reality is your chances of getting bit increase tenfold. Things like screaming, things like throwing water on the dog, things like hitting and kicking, putting a blanket over them, these are all things that are going to end badly or have little to no effect on the dog. Remember, we're talking about fully locked onto another dog, no fucks given, a dog's getting hurt if you don't stop it. Screaming only intensifies it, and any pain that's inflicted to the dog at that moment, they'll associate it's coming from the other dog, so the fight drive is going to get worse. If there is two of you, you can do what's called the wheelbarrow technique. That's where you grab the back legs of one dog, the other person grabs the back legs of the other dog, and you go around in a circle. You need two people for this. And what happens is, as soon as one of the dogs lets go, you keep moving around in a circle because the dog's naturally going to turn around and grab hold of you. But as I said, you need two people for this. And if somebody's let their dog off the lead and it's run over to you and attacked your dog, they're not going to understand this. They're an idiot. So you want to bank on, you're going to have to sort it out yourself. Quickest, most effective, safest way of doing it is to choke the dog out. Hopefully you never have to experience a dog fight. You training your dog will help massively. When I'm out with my dogs, for example, when an off-lead dog comes running over, I can place my dogs in a down and I can stand in front of them and I can build that bubble around my dog. So I can take hold of the aggressor. I would rather take hold of the aggressor than the aggressor take hold of one of my dogs. So if you have a high level of obedience with your dog, that's going to help in any stressful situation. So down means down, and lead walking 101 are essential to watch and master because they will help you massively.